These roads of flames are catching a fire. Showed you I loved you, you called me a liar. Oh, no, no.
Hey guys, today I'm gonna be doing something a little different. I'm in my laundry room, if you can't tell. I'm just gonna vlog my day because I haven't been on in a while, and new hair. In case you can tell, my girl's in New York. Book with her because she's good. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Beautiful. Mwah! But anyway, so I'm just gonna throw my stuff in the dryer real quick. And then you guys can come with me for the day. Because I got a lot to say, okay? Y'all are not ready for this. Y'all are not ready for this. Tell me why I literally found a freaking Uncrustable wrapper. I am so dirty. My videos are way overdue too because my Pinterest board is literally starving. Like, it's overflowing with thumbnail ideas, and I was going through it last night and I was like, oh, these are so good. I'm about to eat. Y'all think I'm not about to eat today. I'm about to eat. So don't eat. She's about to eat. The worst thing about all this stuff is trying to freaking prop up my phone. It's just, I don't know how people do that, but like this. Girl. All right, y'all, this angle is the best I got. I haven't done my makeup in a while. Last time I did it was Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh. These are my favorite perfumes, by the way, Sand and Fog. This one is Pear Blossom, and this one is, how do you pronounce this? Lychee Dream. They're oil-based perfumes, and they stay on for so long. They literally smell the best. I put it in my hair. I put it everywhere. The only thing I wish I could do is you don't want to put it directly on your clothes because it's gonna stain. I learned that the hard way. It's been like over a month since I last posted, and I've had like different dreams in between then. I was very stupid and I didn't record them, but there is one dream that did stick out to me that I'll mention here, and if I ever like fully remember it again, I'll make a separate video for it. But okay, so basically in this dream, the setting was kind of weird. Basically, my little brother, that little boy who's towering the freak over me, was driving, right? And I was like, it's like he had just gotten his license or whatever, and I was in the passenger seat. Y'all, when I tell you I was scared, okay? This boy, he was driving a little scary, I ain't gonna lie. You wanna say hi? Wanna say hello? Okay, no, he just wants to showcase my dirty room. That's what he wants to do. He don't want to say hi. He's saying clean your funky room. Okay, but my little brother was driving, right? And I think my mom was like in the back seat. And I remember like as we were driving like on the interstate and like getting off on an exit, all of a sudden like I look up in the sky and I see moons, plural, moons. And they're all like, they all look like they're on fire. They were red. They looked like, they weren't like blood moons, but they were like, they looked like lava balls. And I remember counting them because they were kind of like in a weird like line. And there were 8 of them. I remember counting them, and there were 8 of them. And I was telling my brother while he was driving, which was stupid, I was like, hey, look. And I think I took a photo of it. So I had it on my phone, and I was showing him. I was like, don't look now, because you're driving, but, like, look. What's going on in the sky? And I remember just looking at it. I'm like, this is, like, so... What? Huh? I probably didn't react as crazy as I should have, because if I saw freaking 8 balls in the sky right now, I'm booking a flight to Mars. I ain't staying here. Best believe I ain't staying here. But that's literally all I can remember, which is sad. But, and I've had other dreams. Like, there was this one dream. Oh, wait. I actually do want to talk about this one dream. So, separate dream now. This one dream, I always find myself in these, like, places where I'm not supposed to be in the spiritual realm. I don't know how I end up getting there. But it's always, like, these, like, big businesses, and I'm always in their, like, secret warehouses or whatever. And in this dream, I was with somebody else my age, like another girl my age. And oh my gosh, sorry, I'm filming on Snapchat because I like the camera better, but it cuts off my video. But anyway, I was with this girl who was my age, and we were like in some facility. I don't know if it was a business. Oh wait, no, I didn't start at the beginning. Wait, okay, pause. So, in the beginning of this dream, I was walking home, and it was nighttime. And I remember I saw this like shooting star in the sky, like a comet in the sky. Only it wasn't comet colored. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I know Halley's Comet was like green. I saw that. A shooting star is usually like white, but this was yellow, and it was coming towards me. And I could literally see it. And as it got closer to me, like, I was in like a path, a straight path, right? A dirt path, and there was trees along each side of me. Like, it was weird. And I saw this star in the sky, and it started coming down towards me. And when it came down towards me, it turned into like an angel man kind of a thing. But I could tell he was evil because he just looked like Loki. Like, he just looked evil. And he was like glowing and stuff. And I saw like this American government like machine. Like, it almost looked like a moon rover. Because it had little wheels on it, and it looked like it was powered by some AI thing, and it had one of those satellites thing, and it was beeping, like it was looking for this guy that was in the sky. Like, it was searching for this guy. And I remember I saw the rover, and I was like, I probably shouldn't be near that. I don't want to get pew-pewed. And I remember I just booked it down the path. This freaking floating guy was chasing me. And then I ended up in like a warehouse. So like the whole environment of my dream changed. And I ended up in a warehouse. And I was with another girl my age, like I was talking about before. And it was so weird. It was like we were running into different rooms because the guards or whatever were chasing us in there. And I don't know what we were doing in there, but I know it's like we were on a mission to do something. And I knew that the people that I was with, it had something to do about being a Christian. Like, it was weird. And because I felt like I knew these people in this dream, and the thing that we all had in common was that we were followers of Christ. And we were all young adults, children, like young adults. And there was more of us too. We ended up bumping into each other. And I remember basically we would run into rooms. It was almost like a game. And there was guards chasing us, and we would run into rooms, and it's like we had to get something, collect something, or I don't know. But we would run into rooms. I just remember like room after room, staircase after staircase, push door after push door. And eventually we got caught, right? So we got stuck in this one room. And I remember there was a group of boys with us too. But I don't know. Oh my gosh, this freaking app. Okay. I know that there was a group of boys with us, but I don't know if we got separated or what happened. But I know that me and her got caught. So we got like locked in one of the rooms, and I had to use my phone for some reason. So I asked one of the guards, I was like, yo, can I have like a charger? My phone was dead. I don't even know if this is important, but I remember this vividly. And he was like, for some reason I felt like this guy wasn't evil. Like, I don't know what it was, but the guard, like that one guy, he seemed more like he was protecting us than he was like capturing us. But at the time I thought I was being captured. But now that I look back at it, I don't think that that's what was actually going on. But basically I had asked him for a charger, and so he left and came back to get one for me. And I was like, oh shoot, the new iPhone 16 is out. I hope he doesn't bring me a freaking UBS thing. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that was my concern. But I don't know why I was using my phone. I don't know what was going on. And I know there was more context to that dream. It's just, we're talking like weeks ago that I had this. And yeah. But I know that one was really weird. Especially like the weird rover thing that I saw. It was just, it was so like weird, because it's like the world that I was put in was like a different kind of setting, if that makes sense, than what I'm in now. Like, the setting was more so like futuristic, I guess. with iPhone 16s. I know it doesn't make sense, but it was weird because just seeing that robot, it's like, instead of me going, what is this? I immediately knew what it was. I immediately knew it was from the American government and that it was looking for something and that I should probably not be around it. And I wasn't like confused, like, oh, what is this? Like, oh my gosh, my lips are so chapped. Look at that. Ugh. I wasn't like confused. I like, sometimes like in my dreams, I just immediately know what something is. Even if I wake up and I'm like, huh? So that happened. I'm trying to think if I had any other dreams. Not really. Not so much dreams in this season that I've been in. More so I've had testimonies. But they're literally a little bit traumatic, so I don't even know how to go into it. That's why I've been gone for so long. So long. And I don't know. It's just been, I don't know. Life has just been lifing for me. And it's just like, the stuff that I've been through leveled me up when I thought that, not that I was max level, because I'm obviously not. There's so much stuff to still learn about God and everything, but oh my gosh. God did bring a revelation to me, though, a couple days ago about some of the trials that I've been through. Because they're all, ironically, family related. And I feel like sometimes it's not talked about enough that it's the family that you make, the family in Christ, and not the family that you're born into. And so the revelation that God brought to me, which is a story I had completely forgot about. I was always talking about the story of Job, or I feel like Job, right? But I didn't really feel like I fit in the story of Job, right? It made sense because I've been going through trial, boom, 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 boom. And I'm just like, whoa, God, what's going on? But I forgot where I heard this. I don't know if it was I was watching a video, but immediately God brought to my remembrance the story of Joseph. And not Joseph, the father of Jesus. Joseph with the fancy coat. When I tell you, I completely forgot that was even a story. And in case you guys don't know, I think it's in Exodus. Don't ask me because I don't remember. It's basically, I'm not going to get the genealogy right, but basically this Joseph was the son of Rachel and Jacob in the Bible. And all of his other brothers, his 11 other brothers, were Leah's children. So Jacob had 2 wives because he was a bumbleclot. But he wanted Rachel to have a child, but she was kind of like barren or whatever at the time. So when Joseph came around, he became like the favorite child because he was Rachel's child. Everybody else's was Leah's child. So jealousy, and all of those brothers sold Joseph into slavery. Did they actually throw him down a well? I don't know if that was just the movie, but literally they sold him into slavery. And he ended up in Egypt. And they told his father that they dipped his coat in blood and told his father that he was killed by like some wolves or like a lion or something like that. And his father was like, oh, like that. And in the story, Joseph ends up getting like hit on by Pharaoh's wife. Like she tries to like, the things that bumbleclot Lilith women do. Okay? She was freaky. Joseph was like, hey, get up off me, woman. She was like, basically, then she got pissed off because he didn't want to sleep with her. Even though she married to Pharaoh. She trying to get this man killed. Joseph done resisted the devil and fled. Oh, no. Resisted the devil. He didn't flee. Or did he? I think he did. Technically run away from lust, right? Ran away. He said, I know what David did. I ain't about to be up in that. No, I think David came after him, but still, it's funny. And so he got thrown into jail because Pharaoh's wife then went to Pharaoh, all pissed off, to punish him and say, twisted the story around and said he was coming on to me, and I told him no, but like he was trying to assault me. And so then our boy Joseph, who was betrayed by his brothers, his own family, then betrayed by Pharaoh, got thrown into prison for, I don't even know how many years, but it was years. Like, he grew up in prison, like it was years, okay. He came out a grown man when he came out. And also, the biggest thing that stuck out to me about the story of Joseph that I completely forgot is he was a dreamer, like me, vivid dreams. He had many dreams. And that's why his brothers were so jealous of him, because he had prophesied dreams about him basically ending up, like he prophesied all the things that would end up happening to him in those dreams. And he interpreted dreams of, when he was in prison, the cupbearer and the wine holder, I don't know, the cook and the somebody. Okay, there was 2 guys in prison with him who had dreams, and he asked them to interpret it. One of the guys was, he was going to get out of prison and everything was going to be fine. The other guy, he was going to be hung or something crazy like that. Like, he done did something bad. And Joseph said, when you get out of prison, remember me. Please tell Pharaoh that I'm the one that interpreted these dreams for you, and that I didn't do what I'm being accused of having done. And they forgot about him, of course. They didn't tell him nothing. Okay. So it was more years that freaking Joseph was in prison. And I don't remember how he got out of prison. I'll have to do some more research. I started watching the movie again, and I got bored because it cannot compare to Moses. I'm sorry. The Prince of Egypt is on top. I'm sorry. They tried with Joseph, but you ain't gonna mess me with the Prince of Egypt. I'm sorry, but I like the songs in the Prince of Egypt more. But I forgot what I was saying, but I'll have to finish watching it. But basically, that whole thing was a weird revelation for me, because I didn't realize that I related more to Joseph than Job. Because I was like, so many bad things are happening to me. Initially, people go straight to Job. But people forget about the story of Joseph, too. And that bad things happened to him because of how anointed he was. People were straight up jealous of him and did bumbleclaw things that they wasn't supposed to do. Even got sexually assaulted, okay? Thrown into prison for being innocent. Locked away for years. And the biggest thing for me is, I don't think Joseph complained. Well, not that Job complained, but I don't think Joseph was like, what's going on, God, the way that Job was. And I know that stories is different, but I only remember Joseph like being like, all right, God. I don't think he ever like crashed out, you feel me? He might have crashed out, but I don't remember it. But eventually in the story, Pharaoh takes him out of prison so that he can interpret a dream for him, because Pharaoh was having these crazy dreams, which was really going to be interpreted to being, I think it was, they were going to bear a large harvest and they needed to store up because then there was going to be a famine. And the cupbearer or whoever then remembered Joseph, was like, oh yeah, this man 5 years ago, he interpreted my dream for me. He's in prison, let me get him. So Pharaoh done took him out of prison. He interpreted the dream. Joseph interpreted the dream. And Pharaoh did what Joseph said. The dream came true. I'm pretty sure Joseph was then taken out of prison. And then he was like made second under Pharaoh. Like, of all of Egypt. That's how the Israelites, I think, ended up in Egypt too. I don't remember. But like, he was second in command, like ruler of Egypt. Like he was a rich man. He was given so much power because of his faithfulness towards God, and still using the gifts that God had given him, and not being bitter about his family. And I'm telling you, he didn't see his father for so many years. He was sold as a boy and came back as a man. He never came back. Let me tell you, his family came to him begging for food. And that's what All of this I relate to so much. It's so weird. But I feel like this needs to get out. Because God given me this revelation, and I was like, I feel like a lot of people now need to hear this. Stop attacking me. Sorry. I do. I mean, I genuinely think that a lot of people need to re-listen to this story and listen to like what, like, the background, the underlying lesson in it is that Job's story, I was always bitter because it was like, it felt like he was punished for no reason. I'm not punished, but like bad things happened to him, to good people, for no reason. But with Joseph's story, bad things happened to Joseph specifically to put him into his purpose, if that makes sense. Like, if that didn't happen to Joseph, number one, his dreams wouldn't have come true. He probably wouldn't have had those dreams. They wouldn't have been prophetic. And he wouldn't have ended up in Egypt where they were supposed to end up being. He would have probably, him and his family would have probably died of the famine that came. And Egypt would have been suffering too because they wouldn't have had him to interpret the fact that they needed to save up their wheat and store up their food for that famine. And who knows what could have happened. Like, it was almost like, yes, he was in jail for a long time, and he was abused by his family for a long time, and they did some things that they could never take back. But somehow in the end, Joseph figured out a way to forgive them and to grant them food. They came back with another brother that his father had from Rachel, and that's where we get the tribe of Benjamin from. So all the brothers of all the brothers of Joseph, all the sons of Jacob, are the 12 tribes of Israel, ending with Benjamin. And, I mean, we're talking Judah, Reuben, blah, 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 all the way down. They were actual people, brothers, and they actually begot the tribes, the different tribes of Israel. And that's why Benjamin and Jacob is mentioned in the Bible so much, along with Judah, too. I think Judah might have been the oldest. But they're mentioned so much in the Bible because they were the beloved of Jacob. They were the beloved of Jacob. That's why they called the tribe of Jacob. It's talking about their father. It's addressing all the tribes of Israel. And that's why sometimes it talks about Benjamin or Judah or Jacob. Like, that's what it's talking about. But anyway, it's so amazing to me that it shows you, it almost models for me what I should try to do in my own life. And instead of being so bitter to the way that I have been treated, and I need to take time for myself. I really believe that if Joseph wasn't separated from his family and given time to grow up basically in a different environment and make a name for himself on his own without people really knowing about who he was or whatever, it gave him an opportunity that he wouldn't have had if he stayed with his family, who apparently hated him. It gave him the opportunity to become something that God always wanted him to become. And that's what he saw when he looked at Joseph. God saw Joseph's purpose, and he knew that it was going to be a long road to get him there with a lot of probably tears and painfulness. But it was in the betrayal of his brothers that put him into his purpose. It was the trials that directly put him into his purpose. And if anyone is struggling with something similar like that, because this is honestly the words that I needed to hear for the longest time, and I didn't even realize it. Apparently, I'm not reading my Bible enough. It's that your pain is not purposeless. It's not in vain. You know, you're not holding out for no reason. You're not living and enduring the things that you're enduring just because. You know, that's not... God has a bigger purpose in your life, just like he had a bigger purpose in Joseph. Oh my gosh, in Joseph's life. And it doesn't matter what people try to do to throw it off course. It's actually going to directly be used to put you exactly where you're supposed to be. And the biggest thing about that story that I think God was trying to show me was what happened in the end of the story. When Joseph was in his purpose, and he was a powerful man, right? In control of the food and the money, and his own family that had betrayed him were forced to come and beg for him, and they didn't even know he was there. They didn't know if he was alive or dead. They hadn't seen him in years. And they realized that they were begging their own brother that they had sold into slavery for food. That's how poor they ended up becoming, for food. And I think part of what changed Joseph's mind about the whole thing is he ended up seeing another brother. And I think he called the other brother up. And I think he spoke to him because he didn't know that his father ended up having another child, which was Benjamin. And I think he felt sympathy for them and ended up forgiving his brothers. And that's just the place that I want to be. It's like not welcoming them necessarily back into my family or back into my circle or not even back into my life, but having the ability to still show God's love to them despite the stuff that they've done to me. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it takes years like that. It was not, the day after Joseph got sold into slavery that his brothers came begging back for him. It was years later. And I think in that there is a test, and it's to see, if you deserve what you were given. Are you going to treat them the way that they treated you, or are you going to be better when the time comes? And that is such a good lesson to learn. So I genuinely encourage anyone who's going through something similar to read the story. I genuinely encourage you guys to read the story of Joseph and really analyze. You can even start back with his father and understand how they even got to that point, why did he marry two wives, what the situation was, because that really is the start of Israel. It's like the beginning of the tribes of Israel. It's the beginning of the promise that God made to Abraham, that he would multiply his generations. And I think that story ends up leading into Moses, because the Israelites then moved into, the family of Jacob then moved into Egypt to live for a while until, they were all passed and gone and their children were there and they had multiplied so much. And that's when the story of Moses takes place, where Pharaoh, another Pharaoh, not the same one, starts to kind of freak out because he's like, these people are so numerous and they're so honored and so respected by God. And then that's when the whole Nile River and stuff started. So just all throughout history, you can see God protecting his people and God putting his people in their purpose through the pain that Satan causes. But it's necessary pain, because if you don't go through it, you're not going to be the person that you need to be when you're sitting in Joseph's seat. You're not. You're not going to be the person that forgives their brother. Because if he didn't forgive his family, he would have basically cut off Israel. That would have been a very big butterfly effect. So yeah. That was not what I was filming the video about, but I just remembered that, and I think it's super important, so I wanted to share that with you guys. Now we're gonna go to the vlog part, because I still haven't left yet, and I want some Starbucks. I gotta go grocery shopping. Where else am I gonna go? I don't know. We'll see. We'll do whatever I want to do. That was an almost $100 grocery trip. All I got was popcorn, pistachios, Olipop, which is expensive, but I like it because I like it. It's healthy. Pizza, frozen pizza, sandwiches. What did I buy? My car wasn't even half full. 70-something $1 I don't even eat for the day. I'm gonna have to get a rich husband, because this ain't gonna work. Tell me why. I ordered Starbucks, right? And hold on one second. Oh my gosh. Okay. Ooh. And I go and she's like, okay, can I get a name for the order? And I say Sid, because Sidonia, they're just gonna butcher it, right? I get my order. Let me show you guys.